And Nick, heading into obviously the last week of pre-season training here, how have you sort of summed up their sessions so far?
Oh, it's been unreal. We've come back and the coaches have put together a much more streamlined pre-season. I feel like every year I've been here, the pre-season's just been getting better and better, but it's just sharper. Definitely not shorter sessions, but the intensity's higher. But it's also been good having the older guys, some of the older guys come in, Parks, CD, and Jack Darling in particular, to and get a bit of affirmation for them that what we're doing is actually stacks up with some of the great teams they've been a part of. So, yeah, it's been a good start to pre-season.
When you say more streamlined, is it knowing what you want to get out of each specific drill? How do you sort of...
Yeah, a bit of that. I think the drills are more tailored to our game plan, how we want to play. The transition between drills is literally just quicker. And the way we're putting running into the session rather than just putting a big block at the end, I think the players appreciate. But it's also a bit more game-like, where it's like you're more fatigued in drill, so you got to work through that. Rather than last year, we did a little bit of it, but a lot of the running block was at the back end, which can be a grind. But it's more for mental toughness, I think, that one last pre-season. But it's good to transition it into the drills as well.
You spoke about affirmation there for those new guys. Was there a sense among the group that you wanted to show them, you made the right decision to come here, like we're on the up?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's like when you see any sort of star player around, I still look at them in admiration. So obviously Parks, captain of grand final sides, played in a flag, same with CD, and same with Darling. I think they're all three All-Australian premiership players. So they come in and there's a bit of both. You want to show them that you've come to the right place, that our training standards we take pride in. You want to show them that we can play footy. Almost reward them for why they came to us. But I felt it definitely back the other way as well. Just with some of the comments they make and have been making on track, the way they fit into the locker room's been just seamless. But it's just good to have some older heads around. We haven't had much of that in the past year or two. Very, very young, which has been difficult. And as I said earlier, you don't know what you don't know. So we've been since I got to the club, we've been struggling for eight or 9 years. And so you don't know what you don't know. And having those guys come in and say they've been impressed. I've had a few chats with them just on how they've found it, and they've been quite impressed with the standards, how we go about things, how we talk to each other, the culture of the place. So it's good to know it stacks up, and then the next step is obviously making it click on field, building confidence, and that comes through, I guess, winning games and playing the good footy.
And how will playing alongside Jack Darling make you a better player?
Oh, I think it'll make everyone in the forward line better. Just his experience, he'll play his 300th for us, which will be special. But he's a special player in himself, but he's played along some of the great forwards of the game, and looking forward to learning a lot off him. But he's already been great. It just knows where to run, just as what you'd expect from a veteran player and a veteran player up forward. So, our forward line has been super young in the past few years. So it's also nice to have another leader there to direct. And I don't have all the answers, especially sometimes on field. You can come in after a quarter time, half time, or whatever, and the ball hasn't come down there for a while, and you're sort of looking around. So sometimes, but so it'd be nice to have another guy who's been there, seen what it's like at the top level and at the bottom level as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Have you noticed that his experience already at training, just with his communication and things like that?
Yeah, and his training standards, he's like a big unit and super fit, and he just knows the patterns, knows where to run. It's like a player you've been playing with for years, because a lot of the forwards synergy, and a lot of forward lines, they're trying to do the same things, just how well they can execute and do it, I'm sure, for a lot of teams. So it's not all really new stuff. A lot of the stuff that he is doing is similar to what we've been trying to implement, but he's been doing it for years and years and years, so he's really, really good at it.
I was just looking at some numbers this morning. So at West Coast, Josh Kennedy kicked over 40 goals 10 times within the forward line, and then Oscar Allen goes 50 plus, Jake Waterman goes 50 plus. So are you conscious that you might be able to cash in with the hard work that he does?
Oh, if I'm honest, I could not care less about the total goals I kick. All I care about right now is like winning, really, and because it's time. It does. It really. It sounds cliche, but it really does not matter who kicks the goals. And if we're going to be a good side, we need a more broad span of goal kickers anyway. So can't rely on Jack or me or Bull or PC, one player to kick 50, 60 plus. It'd be nice. It's a bonus on top. But you need a good spread of goal kickers. You look at the good teams last year and they had a good spread in the forward line of players kicking goals. So, I mean, I'm sure we'll both help each other kick a few more if we get some good synergy up forward.
What's the pass mark for this group at the end of the year?
Well, any sort of improvement. It's hard to say. You don't want to put a cap. You don't want to set a win as a number of wins as a pass mark. I don't reckon, because you're even capping yourself there. I mean, you may as well say, let's go for the flag. I think every team is just trying to do better. But I think we're going to pick up little wins here and there throughout the season. I don't think we're necessarily chasing a position on the ladder or so. But obviously, as I said, everyone wants to play finals and get a chance. But from where we've been, I think you'll see the pass mark will be seeing the improvement on the ground, seeing the way we play, seeing it come to life, and seeing all these young guys take the next step in their game. We've got some unbelievable, really, really good, really young talent. And the more they get to play together, the more synergy they build, chemistry on field, that's going to be the group that really lifts us forward. So I think just getting a feeling out on the ground that things are starting to turn big time. I think we'll all be able to know inside the club when that is. But that's what we're looking for.
Sorry, you do want to win. Obviously, you said before it's time to win some games. How tired are you of not winning? Does it beat you down the years of just not cashing in those victories?
Yeah, absolutely. It wears super thin. Everyone's sick of it here. But everyone's been working so hard, and sometimes at footy clubs when you're losing all the time, it's like you're trying to cover all the holes of different things popping up. But this year it feels like we've got a really stable, strong core of our list together, and we've balanced it up well, as I said, with some older guys, but the really young crop of talent. You can really see the more those guys get to play together, train together, and build and get AFL experience, you can see the vision going forward. And it's not to say it's just going to happen, but you've got to make it happen. But we've definitely got the right pieces in place, and that's why I admire the club for what they did to trade up to get Big Matty Whitlock. They had him quite high up in the draft, and he kept sliding back. We just wanted to get all the talent in now because we've got enough talent here. We don't need to be waiting next year or the year after for high picks. Let's get the talent in now because we've got enough here, and then from there, that's all we need to build. So, but yeah, mate, I'm sick of losing, that's for sure.
You mentioned, Matty, that you played a bit on him in that match, Sim. What have you seen from him so far? What do you like about him? It's obviously early days.
Yeah, I like his competitiveness, and he's obviously got some real good attributes. He's super athletic, agile, got a good leap on him, and he's got a great build. Once he fills out, he'll be a pretty big, strong, athletic player. But I love probably most his competitiveness. I had a drill last week where I was about 100 metres from the ball and he was playing on me, and I go to reset and he gives me a massive crack right in the back, and I just flash back to when Robbie Tarrant did that to me in my first year, or when I tried to do that to Robbie Tarrant in my first year, and then the next play he absolutely decked me to the ground. But times have changed, so I didn't do that to Big Witters. But I'm looking forward to him. When you got those attributes and you match it up with competitiveness, I'm sure he's with his work rate, I'm sure he's set for a good career.
Did you have a word to him about that though?
No. I just took note in my mind. I remember that one. Hopefully, he didn't come to contested marking afterwards. But I admire it. I like it. That's what you want at training.
Are you confident of re-signing LDU next season?
Yeah, I'm super confident. He just wants to see some improvement, and that's fair enough too. I think everyone wants to see improvement, but where he's at with his career and the hard yards he's put into North Melbourne, he's been here for all through the really tough times here, seen a lot of change, and we've finally got some stability. and there's a little bit of a lag time before that can take off. But I think everyone can see it, especially him. He looks out there, the players he's playing around and seeing their potential. That would definitely excite him. It's his decision, but I've got no doubt in my mind that if we improve this year, I'm sure he'll stick around. But we do need to improve, and that's fair enough as well.
Does it add to the hunger Nick team, the women's team, go unbeaten through the season and then getting to celebrate last week? How did
Yeah.
that
Oh, mate, it was special. Yeah, it was really special for the girls first and foremost, but also for the club as a whole. Like what it did, another good news story for us, and seeing like the excitement, energy, the fans down there. A couple of the boys went to their best and fairest afterwards, but it was special for them. They've been around the mark for a fair few years, and they've got a great list. And the disappointment of last year not panning out, and then getting to do it against the same team this year was super special. So yeah, everyone was just so stoked for them. It was a special win for the club, and big moment for the club. We get another cup out the front, so that's exciting.
Any special focuses for you through the pre-season, Nick, on areas you can improve or anything you want to work on?
Yeah, well, definitely, probably my contested marking, I'd say. I think it's no secret that that's a part of my game as a forward that I could improve on. I want to be able to be a dynamic player in the terms that my one word is probably that I can get around the ground quite well, read the play well, but then when it gets into a wrestle or when I have to stop and prop and sit under high balls, I don't get bullied or pushed out of the way. Yeah, just working on the craft of contested marking, I'd say, is probably the area I'm keen to go to work on this pre-season.